friends and net aspirants, welcome back to High Point again. So in this video we are going to learn about yet another famous comedy by William Shakespeare known as The Merchant of Venice. Okay, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, let me tell you first of all that please follow and please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon too if you want to have a notification whenever I am posting a video in this video series. So the Merchant of Venice belongs to the video series of Shakespeare and also in the literature of Elizabethan age. And also you can find me not only in YouTube but you can find me in Instagram. My ID is right here. So in my Instagram page I'm sharing definitely a lot more study cards and also small videos and reels related to UGC net English. And you can visit my website www.highpoint.in to have comprehensible and simplified study materials in the form of audio lectures and PDF materials which are downloadable and practice and previous question papers. And once you join the course, either of the course, you will get weekly tests in every Saturdays, and also you will get a personalized study guide from us. So you go and visit the website first, then you have the demo materials and you can find yourself how we have arranged the entire syllabus of NTA English language and literature. And also if you want to have further details related to the course, you can WhatsApp me or call me in this given number. Or if you want to have a help in your UGC net, even then you can call me or WhatsApp me in this number, or we can have a chat about it regarding your UGC net JRF ventures. And also if you want to join a WhatsApp group in which I'm sharing daily quizzes and also notes and updates related to UGC net English language and literature, then you can go to the description box and click the link and join, or you can directly message me in this given number. So the Merchant of Venice, that is the topic of today's video. Without wasting time, if you are ready with a paper and pen, let's move on to the introduction to the play. So, The Merchant of Venice, it is a comedy written by William Shakespeare and it is written between 1596 and 1599. Please remember this time, this ages or these years of composition of this play, because if ever a question is asked about the chronology in order to arrange the plays by Shakespeare in chronological order, this will help you to understand, this will help you to arrive at the correct answer. Okay. Anyway, while I'm publishing my videos, I'm following chronology only, but still, if you know the exact time of composition and the staging of this plays, then it will make your exam lot more easy. And appeared the first folio. So, The Merchant of Venice actually appeared in the first folio of Shakespeare, which came out in which year? 1623. Remember that Shakespeare's first folio came out in the year 1623 after his death. Okay. The main subject matter is debt. So what is the main theme of this play? It is debt. Love is there and friendship is there, but more than that, debt is the major concentrating theme or subject matter of this play. And the setting of this play is Venice, because this is very important. The setting of the play is Venice and time is 16th century, because in every other play setting is different. So Venice is the setting of The Merchant of Venice and it is remembered for its dramatic scenes. So the play contains, so as Shakespeare is producing more and more plays, when he is becoming more and more matured. This play is not only remembered for his subject matter, but is remembered for its dramatic scenes. And it is best known for Shylock. So more than the title characters or the heroes and heroines, but it is known for Shylock and his famous "Hath not a Jew eyes" speech on humanity. So Shylock makes a speech in this play and it is titled as "Hath not a Jew eyes." Okay, please remember that. And also notable for Portia's speech about the quality of mercy. See, the characters are actually making speeches about the human qualities, and Portia especially makes a speech about the quality of mercy. When it comes, we will discuss later when we discuss the summary. Now let's see the character list of the play Antonio. Antonio is the title character, that he is a prominent merchant of Venice, and his friend Bassanio, Antonio's close friend and suitor to Portia and later her husband. Then Graciano. Graciano is friend to Antonio and Bassanio, in love with Nerissa and her husband. And later he becomes Nerissa's husband. And Lorenzo. Lorenzo is friend of Antonio and Bassanio and in love with Jessica and married her later. Who is Jessica? Jessica is daughter of Shylock. Okay. Portia is a rich heiress, later wife of Bassanio. So Portia, she is a sole heiress, a rich heiress, and later she becomes the wife of Bassanio. And Nerissa is Portia's waiting maid. Okay, Portia's waiting maid. And Balthazar and Stefano. Balthazar and Stefano is Portia's servants. Shylock. Shylock is a Jew who is a moneylender and father of Jessica. And Jessica is daughter of Shylock and she is in love with whom? Lorenzo, and later becomes his wife. Tubal. Tubal is a Jew again and friend of Shylock, and Lancelot Gobbo. Lancelot Gobbo, servant of Shylock, later friend of Bassanio. Old Gobbo is blind father of Lancelot. So at least remember the first session up to Jessica. You have to remember the important characters to know about the plot or remember about the plot of the play. Now here comes another set of characters. Leonardo, slave to Bassanio, Duke of Venice, authority who presides over the case of Shylock's bond. Prince of Morocco and Prince of Aragon, suitors of Portia. Then Salarino and Salanio, friends of Antonio and Bassanio. Then Salario, a messenger from Venice, friend of Antonio, Bassanio and others. Officers, servants and attendants. So these are the major characters of the Merchant of Venice. Now let's move on to the plot summary of the play. So the play happening in Venice. The setting of the play is Venice. So Bassanio, he is a worthy Venetian and he wishes to woo and marry the beautiful and wealthy heiress Portia of Belmont. So Bassanio is not that rich, but he is friend to the rich Antonio, who is a Venetian merchant. And Bassanio, he wants to woo and marry the beautiful, worthy, and wealthy heiress Portia of Belmont. But in order to become a suitor to her, he needs 3,000 ducats. So he is not that rich, but in order to become a suitor for her, he needs money. Okay. So he approaches his wealthy friend Antonio to lend money. So after their marriage, after Bassanio marrying Portia, he can return the money to Antonio. He will also become rich, right? So he approaches his wealthy friend Antonio to have money, to lend money from him. But Antonio couldn't afford to give such an amount of money now because his ships are in distant lands. So as soon as his ships lands here, he will have money after sending all these goods that the ship will bring. But Antonio could not afford him to give 3,000 ducats because his ships are away from in distant land. It is yet the ships are yet to arrive. So he promises to cover the bond if he could find a money lender. So he says to Bassanio, Antonio says to Bassanio as a good friend that if you find a money lender, then I can actually sign a bond with that money lender to have some money for you. So Bassanio turns to a Jewish moneylender. See, if you remember Jew of Malta by Marlowe, Christopher Marlowe, there is a moneylender, rich moneylender, rich Jew moneylender whose name is Barabbas, right? And there also he was portrayed as a greedy, not noble, and a kind of weird person, right? Who is not a worthy at all. Here also Shakespeare also portrays Shylock as a money lender who is rich and greedy and who is not at all an agreeable person. So Bassanio approaches Jewish money lender Shylock and names Antonio as the loan's guarantor. Okay, guarantor. Shylock does not like Antonio, so Antonio is also rich. Here, Antonio is portrayed as Antonio and Bassanio. They are portrayed as very good characters, while Shylock portrayed as a greedy person, as a not worthy person, as a Jew. So his identity is problematic. The approach that Shakespeare has this character Shylock is questionable, and it is it got questioned in the post-modern and post-colonial era that we can see. Shylock does not like Antonio that much because of his outspoken anti-Semitism. See, Antonio is anti-Semitic in nature, and Shakespeare has no question about that attitude of Antonio towards Shylock, and he celebrates that. And Antonio gives money in low interest. Because of this, he also has to lend money in low interest. See, in terms of financial matters, Shylock also has some dislikeness towards Antonio because Antonio gives money to people in low interest. So that Shylock also needs to give money to other people in low interest. So he decided, so Shylock saw a chance to avenge Antonio, so he decided to lend money without interest but with a condition. So this actually surprised Antonio and Bassanio because Shylock was known for his higher interest when he lends money. So, but here he decided to lend money without any interest, but they need to sign a bond with a condition. So the condition is this: if Antonio were unable to repay the money at the specific date, before the specific date or at the specific date, Shylock may take a pound of Antonio's flesh. So that was a weird and unusual condition that uh, Shylock put in that condition, in that bond, that without any interest he will lend money, but if Antonio was ever be unable to return this money to Shylock on that specific date, then Shylock may can have a pound of Antonio's flesh. So that was the bond, that was the condition in that bond. And Bassanio prevented him from signing such a bond, but Antonio signed it that it had no interest. So Antonio was surprised that it had, Shylock is actually not demanding any interest, only a pound of flesh from Antonio's body, right? That he can take from anywhere from his body. So Bassanio prevented him from signing this bond as a good friend, but Antonio signed it because anyway, when the ship arrives, he will have money. He can return the money without any interest. So everything is going to be very smooth. So with the money, Bassanio and Greciano went to Belmont to meet and win Portia. So Bassanio and Greciano, they went to Belmont to have Portia and to be present there as a suitor to Portia. In Belmont, what is happening? Portia got many suitors. So since she is a sole heiress and she is rich and beautiful, she got many suitors. And her father had a will about the suitor to her. That is, whoever chooses the correct casket among the caskets made up of gold, silver, and lead, respectively. So three caskets, three boxes are present there, which are made up of gold, silver, and lead, respectively, and the correct suitor must make a great judgment there and need to choose the correct casket from it. Okay, the first two suitors chose gold and silver respectively, but they leave empty handed. So the first two suitors they selected gold and silver respectively, but nothing was there inside it. So it was like they are not the correct suitor for Portia. Portia also wanted Bassanio to win the contest, and he was the final contestant and he chose the lead casket wisely. So Portia also had a likeness towards Bassanio, so he wanted him to win the contest. So Portia wanted it like that. So Bassanio also, as a final contest, he also chooses the lead casket wisely and he wins the contest. And he wins the hand of Portia. The scene shifts to Venice, where all the ships of Antonio is reportedly lost in sea. So Antonio could not find his ships arrived in that shore, in that land on the specific time, and it was reported that all his ships got lost in the sea, and everything is now in a chaos in Venice with Antonio. And Shylock was happy because he can have his revenge upon Antonio now. So Antonio could not repay the money. Sherlock, now infuriated more to Christians as her daughter Jessica eloped with the Christian Lorenzo. So Shylock, even he is he dislikes Christians, but he is now more infuriated towards Christians because of Shylock's own daughter Jessica eloped with a Christian. So same, you can find a similarity between the Merchant of Venice, Jew of Merchant of Venice, Shylock, and Jew of Malta. the Jew in that play by Marlowe. So if you could remember in Marlowe's play Jew of Malta, Barabbas' daughter also she joins a nunnery and she converted into Christianity. That infuriated, that actually enraged the Jew in the play Jew of Malta, that is Barabbas. So we can see a similarity, kind of similarity, that Jessica also need to convert to Christianity when she eloped with the Christian known as Lorenzo. So Shylock was very much infuriated. See, it's a humiliation for any kind of Jew when their daughters or sons marries Christians. So they are totally against Christians. So while she was living, she also took a substantial amount of wealth when she eloped, and this made Shylock determined to get exact bond from Antonio. So he wanted, for all these things happened around Shylock. Shylock wanted to have the exact bond, just as Antonio signed in that bond. He wanted exactly a pound of flesh from any part of the body of Antonio that he wishes for. So he is now determined to take his revenge upon the Christians, or especially upon Antonio. And this revenge is a emblem or a sign of his dislikeness and infuriated nature towards Christians in general. Okay, so while Marlowe was writing Jew of Malta and Shakespeare was writing The Merchant of Venice, we can see that these two artists, they are anti-Semitic in nature, and they don't have any concern for this oppressed and marginalized community of Jews in England. Now let's moving on. At Belmont, Bassanio got a letter telling about the situation of Antonio while Bassanio and Gratiano married Portia and Nerissa respectively. So Bassanio married Portia, Gratiano married Nerissa. So soon after their wedding, they got a letter from Antonio, like telling about the whole situation turned around to Antonio, and they need to at once leave the place. So Antonio and Gratiano leaves for Venice immediately with money from Portia. So Basania thought that if ever he gives money back to Shylock with much more interest, whatever he is demanding, he will get a relief from that bond for Antonio. But that is not going to happen. Unknown to Bassanio, Portia also sends her servant Balthasar to her lawyer cousin Bellario to seek advice. So after Bassanio and Gratiano left for Antonio to relieve Antonio from Shylock's bond, Portia also sent her servant Balthasar to a lawyer cousin known as Bellario to seek some advice from him. Now what happens? The climax of the play set in the court of Duke of Venice. Shylock refused the 6,000 ducats offered by Bassanio. So he is actually giving double money that he borrowed, that Antonio borrowed from Shylock, but Shylock refused the money. He demanded 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's body. So he was determined to have 1 pound flesh from Antonio's body from wherever he wants. The Duke refers the case to a visitor who introduced himself as Balthasar, doctor of the law, comes with a letter of recommendation. So there a person, a visitor is present in that court of the Duke, and he introduced himself as Balthasar, doctor of the law, comes with a letter of recommendation from another person of law. The doctor of law is Portia. So actually, who is this Balthasar? Balthasar is actually Portia in disguise as a lawyer. She in her speech repeatedly asked Shylock to show mercy, but he refuses. So she was making she in disguise of a lawyer, and she named as she told her name as Balthasar, and she delivers a speech about mercy, and she was continuously repeatedly asking Shylock to show mercy, and she cites very many examples of mercy from history, from myth, from Bible, from everywhere. She cites many more examples of mercy. Okay, Shylock prepares his knife. So he was not ready to accept any of those conditions or extra money that or any kind of advices and any kind of recommendations or any kind of adjustments. He was not ready. Shylock wanted his 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's body. Suddenly, Portia in disguise said that contract allows Shylock to remove only the flesh, not the blood of Antonio. So suddenly, after a lot of persuasion from Portia's side, from everyone present there, everyone was persuading Shylock to give away his, demand of 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's body and accept the money that Bassanio is giving him. But still, Portia, after a lot of persuadings and all, she said that, see, the contract says that Shylock can have 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's body, but not a drop of blood from Antonio's body. And Shylock could not or should not spill a drop of blood. If he spills, he violates Venetian law, liable for punishment. So if ever you wanted to have, if ever Shylock wants to have a pound of flesh from Antonio's body, he needs to collect that 1 pound of flesh without shedding a drop of blood, because that is not there in the bond. And if ever he spills a drop of blood, then that is a violation of Venetian law and liable for punishment. So how can he have a pound of flesh from Antonio's body without spilling a drop of blood? That is not going to happen, right? That is impossible. Now Shylock knows that he cannot do that without spilling a drop of blood. He cannot have a part of flesh from his body. So now Shylock accepted by Bassanio's offer, but now Portia rebuffs and asks to take his bond. So now when Shylock wanted to have Bassanio's offered money, Portia turns against and says, see, in your bond, you don't need any money, you don't need any interest, all you need to have a pound of flesh from Antonio's body. You can have that, you are free to have that, but you cannot spill a drop of blood from his body, otherwise you can have your bond. She says that Shylock, being a Jew, is an alien. See here, Shakespeare's own words maybe we can see, or the general concept about Jews is also reflected here. She says that Shylock, being a Jew, he is an alien, tried to harm the life of a citizen. So they are not considering Jew, being a Jew, Shylock is not a citizen. Okay, so even Shylock is a cruel, crude person that we know, but still they are not considering him as alien. That's why all of them are against Shylock, even though he is crude and cruel. But still, Shylock, being a Jew, all of them hates him. All of them finds him as alien, and they when he tried to have his bond, everybody label. Now Portia specifically label him as a as a person who is trying to harm the life of a citizen. So his properties will be seized, half to the government and half to Antonio. So she suggests that, being a harm to the life of a citizen, he is rich and his properties, wealth properties, need to be seized, half to the government and half to Antonio. And the Duke also declared the same. So the Duke also didn't find anything controversial about what Portia said. So the Duke also declared the same, and that was his final judgment. Finally, what happens? Shylock needs to convert to Christianity to have a portion of his wealth and bequeath his entire estate to Lorenzo and Jessica. So Shylock, if ever he wants to have a portion of his wealth, he needs to convert to Christianity. That he does, and which is actually a humiliating thing for any Jews, that if you know anyone. And he actually gives some entire estate to Lorenzo and Jessica. And Bassanio doesn't recognize his wife in disguise. So Bassanio doesn't know that Balthazar, who is presented as a lawyer, who is his wife herself, and he offered to give a present to the supposed lawyer. So she asked for the ring. So here Portia is playing a little bit trickery, that she refused any kind of money from Bassanio, but she only asked the ring that Bassanio possesses and Antonio's gloves, even though she first refuses. Okay, so Antonio gives away his gloves without a second thought, but Bassanio was reluctant to give away his ring, because that is his wedding ring that he just had in that day itself. So, but Antonio persuaded him to give away that ring to the lawyer, because he actually is the one who actually helped to him have his life back, right? So Antonio persuaded Bassanio to give that ring to Balthasar the lawyer, who was actually Portia in disguise. But Bassanio finally gives his ring to whom? Ring to Balthasar the lawyer, actually Portia only. Nerissa also got the ring from Gratiano. So Nerissa is also disguised as the waiting men of Balthasar the lawyer, assisting the lawyer. So Nerissa also got the ring from Gratiano. And after this, they all went to Belmont, and Portia and Nerissa accuses their husbands for giving away the ring. So Portia and Nerissa are well aware that in which situation they gave away their rings, but still Portia and Nerissa, when they came back to Belmont, they made a situation and they asked for the ring, the missing ring, and they accused their husbands for giving away the ring. But later they know that the disguise of Portia and Nerissa and the full plot of the story. So later, after much accusation and issues created in a funny way, Nerissa and Portia, both of them revealed how they disguised as a lawyer and an assistant to lawyer respectively, and how they came there, how they managed the case, and also the whole plot around them, which was unknown to uh, Bassanio and Antonio. The play ends with a happy note like this. Now let's move on to the themes. Shylock and the anti-Semitism debate that was going on in the contemporary England, that is also now going on whenever we discuss about the Merchant of Venice. We still discuss about the character, the treatment of the character Shylock and the anti-Semitic attitude of Shakespeare, and whether we doubt whether Shakespeare is a racist when he was creating the character Shylock. And Shylock as an antagonist and Shylock as a sympathetic character, then friendship, disguise, love, debate, and debt. All these things are the major themes of the play. So that's all about the Merchant of Venice, and I hope this was useful for you in your UGC net studies. So if you have any queries and doubts and suggestions, let me know that from your comments in the comment section, and also mention your major takeaway and also major thing that you learned about the Merchant of Venice, a play by William Shakespeare. Mention that also in the comment section, because that will be a great inspiration for the coming student whoever is going to watch this video. So don't forget to visit my Instagram page and also follow me there for having more study materials related to English language and literature. And do not forget to WhatsApp or call in this number if you wanted to have a, if you wanted to be in my group in which I'm sharing daily quizzes and news and updates related to NTA UGC net and as NTA UGC net. And also don't forget to visit my website www.highpoint.in, in which I am sharing sufficient amount of audio lectures and PDF materials which are downloadable, and also live attemptable practice and previous question papers, and lot more things are awaiting there for you, like weekly test and also personalized timetable study guidelines for you. So if you want any more information about the course, you can always call or message me in this number given in the screen. And don't wait for the next NTA UGC exam schedule that they are going to publish. You can start today itself. That will help you to return as many times as possible into your study materials and have a thorough knowledge of English language and literature. So let me help you if you want any help in regarding UGC net English language and literature. And yet if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I post a video in my channel. And also if you like this video, please press the like button and encourage me to create such videos further. So let me meet you in the next video session. Until then, bye bye and thank you.